All right, I have had a couple conversations with some moms that have kind of had it up to here with their kids. And some of my encouragement to them, whether it's encouragement or not, but just a little bit of realism, is that hurt people hurt people. And what I mean by that is if you aren't feeling well, if your child isn't feeling well, and they feel hurt, they are going to want to hurt somebody else. And we can see it all the time in everyday life, hurt people hurting more people, and it's just a cry for help. It's part of just the human process of how we deal with emotions, that we want to see someone else feel the same way as we do. And it comes out loud and clear and sometimes super obvious with children, and sometimes even instantaneously. You ask them to do something they don't want to do, or even eating a meal that they don't like, they're going to be fidgety at the table, they're going to be poking somebody else, they're going to be picking a fight, they're going to be acting rude. It can be the same thing in school. They don't understand what's, maybe a problem. It's difficult for them. The teacher's explaining something and they don't feel like they're getting it. They may feel different than other people. Other people might be getting it or enjoying it. And what are they going to do? They're going to start to cause some problems. And here's one of the things that we know to be true is that we are 85% unconscious beings, right? We pick up on energy and frequency that we have no idea about. And one of the things that we'll do is find somebody who is putting out a lesser vibration than we are to go after, to know that you can provoke an emotion out of that human probably easier than someone else that's being positive, have a high vibration, feeling confident, feeling strong, feeling joyful, and really what you're putting out can be reciprocated or matched. You can also help other people reach that level or that same frequency or vibration that you have. However, they're going to pick out on lower ones. And if you're feeling frustrated, they're probably going to come after you, mom. And mom, you're also the safe place. So it's like good news, bad news. It means they love you the most. It means that they could do anything to you and you're still going to love them through it. And they know that. They're not risking a friendship by hurting you because they know that you will still love them. They know no matter what, they have unconditional love. And sometimes you're the easiest target. It can be dads too. So I'm not saying you're necessarily putting out that lower vibration, but if they know that you're a safe place for them, they know they're going to get a reaction out of you. They know that they might feel better about themselves. Inherently, they're not necessarily doing this on purpose. It's more of an innate thing that they're coming up with to be able to do that. But knowing that you can be the safe place, mom, but also to be able to not react. And sometimes this has to be totally trained, to let them know, especially when they're angry, you reacting in anger is just going to fuel that fire, and instead being able to react in a completely different manner of letting them know that you understand, you can see how that they're feeling, and try to connect with them and in a story frame is what we'll do, or we've tried for years, I should say, of like letting them know that there's a time that I felt that way too, where I remember this and I totally understand, not totally understand because you really don't feel how they feel, but that you can empathize with them, that they're not alone in that feeling, and help them recognize why they're acting out is because they're not feeling well inside. And that's really a good help inside of a home to really recognize those triggers and recognize when your kid's acting out is probably something, whether it happened 30 seconds before or days before or hours before, or maybe something at school that's still bothering them, is going to come out a little bit later. So it's actually a good opportunity, I feel like, for a conversation to help our kids grow and to help our relationships grow with them and even with each other, with our spouses, to see what can we recognize about them, of their triggers, and help them be more self-aware in recognizing their behavior because they've been triggered and there's something that's stuck inside of them that they're trying to get out, and to be able to project onto somebody else. So I hope that's helpful. I know that there's tons of parenting tips. I mean, you can get on here and Google positive discipline. That's something that we implement in our home. And it's not what positive discipline is a way to approach kids like that, instead of, I'm not saying we like smile and laugh at, their misbehaviors. That's not what positive discipline is. It's a completely different approach than we were probably raised with, usually authoritarian, you do what I say, mentality, and I'm not saying that there's not a time and place for that, but helping them recognize their feelings and why they're doing something and triggering that emotion is going to be more of a long-term gain for you, while in the short term, authoritarian style parenting works quickly, and it's kind of the easy hard route instead of the hard easy. So I encourage you to do that. Look it up. There's parenting classes. We love Kim Cross, who does a lot of parenting coaching as well, and I'll include her information on here as well to help get down to the bottom of what's going on with kids, and if they're neurologically unsound and they might be going through a healing process here at our office or in other places, you're going to see that come out emotionally as well, and kind of being able to help them through that process, and understanding the stress response yourself and the way that they're reacting is probably going to be a reflection onto you as well, and just encouraging you to stick with that. And I hope that was helpful, and that the best wishes always to every parent, because as far as I know, we are all amateurs raised by amateurs doing the best we can, but as soon as we know better, we can do better.